Welcome back, everyone. If you've been following us, this is our fourth week having a weekly update with the Takis family at Ely, Iowa. The Takises were the recipients of the Way to Dairy Award. So they have a fully automated red barn that's been up and rolling a couple weeks now. And Josie's here with us again this week to give us an update of how things are going. So Josie, it's beautiful outside here right now in Iowa. How is it in the dairy barn?
It's going great in the dairy barn. This is our fourth week, going into our fourth week of being in our new barn and implementing robotics, and things are going great. The weather's been fantastic outside for November, or I guess it's now December in Iowa. But even if it was colder, being in the new barn, having the robots, we wouldn't know any different. So it's great here on week 4.
So when you get away from the cows and you go back behind the computer, the T4C system that's connected with the robot system, T4C stands for Time for Cows. What kind of information does T4C provide your family?
Yeah, so the way we're using the T4C right now primarily is when we're ready to come out in the morning about 5:30, we get on the computer and we find our fetch list. And our fetch list is a list of cows that we need to go out and get to go through the robot. The way I classify those cows is they're cows that need a little bit more training. So you have to spend a little bit more time showing them the ropes, making them feel comfortable in the robots and in the new barn. And so that's what we're doing 3 times a day. So our shifts are at 5:30 in the morning, 1:30 in the afternoon, and then again at 9:30 at night. So we're going to continue that path through this week. And we're hoping that after this week is complete, we can do less and less fetches, and the fetches will become less time consuming, so there won't be as many cows. So that's one way we're using it right now. We're also getting herd information as far as production levels, quality of milk, insemination and heat information, you name it. I can't even explain all of the information that is right there on that computer. And being only 4 weeks into this, we have a lot to learn about the system, but the information that it is giving us is mind-blowing.
And have you had any herd health checks with your veterinarian in these past couple weeks?
Yeah, so one really awesome thing that I got to experience for the first time a few weeks ago were preg checks. So the system, as long as we input the information as far as breeding is concerned, we know exactly when cows need to be preg checked. So we had the vet out a couple weeks ago, and we got to do all of the different preg checks for the cows that needed to. It was really cool because she had her ultrasound, and she even got to tell us that Terry is expecting twins. So that was a cool part of our day, and just fun to hear about the cows and who's expecting and who's not. So.
And dairy farmers always seem to have favorite cows, as well as some that maybe we want to push to the back or what have you. So have some of those cows been performing better than what you expected, or have they finally gotten off the fetch list?
Yeah, so I think the fun part is between everybody in my family who's sort of out here in the barn helping, is we have this list of cows that we all kind of know, and they're the cows that don't want to go in the robot on their own. So they're the ones that always fall on our fetch list. And as we progress and as time has passed, we've found that some of those repeat offenders fall off the fetch list and they're going in on their own. And so as a family, we're sort of celebrating each cow that catches on her own. And it's super awesome to see, you know, Dottie, for example, she was on the fetch list every single time for the first 3 weeks. And then all of a sudden something clicked, and now all of a sudden she's going in on her own. And so we're super proud of her, and we've got a few more that we've got to work on, but definitely those cows, they almost become a new favorite because, you know, they're catching on and they're learning and they're doing great. So
Recognizing how many family members are involved in your operation, from your dad, your mom, your brother, yourself, and a couple of your brothers. Tell us what your mom is experiencing right now, because for me personally, when I first met you all, she answered a few questions that really stuck and clung to me and hung on my heart. And there's a lot of pride and passion throughout the family, and she is definitely the matriarch of the operation. So what changes are you seeing in your mom right now?
Yeah, so my mom was the one who milked every day, twice a day, every holiday, every weekend, through every illness that you can ever imagine. She just went out and milked those cows in the parlor every day, twice a day. And since having started the robot barn, she's probably just as busy, but it's like I just noticed like a weight lifted off of her shoulders. She's actually enjoyed being out in the barn just as much as anyone else. I mean, she's so mind blown by the information, and the demeanor in the cows has changed in a positive way. She loves being with them. So we thought maybe she'd spend a little bit more time away from the barn, but I think she just has this newfound appreciation for what's going on and what we're doing. And she's still really, really involved, but definitely just mentally, physically happier. And it's awesome to see.
Fantastic. Well, again, thanks for taking time for our weekly update. For those of you that found us here on social media, we're always here on Facebook, as well as you can always rewatch our conversation over on YouTube. And if you have any questions about automated milking, always go find your local Lely Center at lely.com. Thanks, Josie, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good. Thanks, Valana.
Bye-bye.